My family and I visited an abandoned mine. But honestly, this place is beautiful. From the outside, the Sterling Hill Mining Museum in New Jersey already gives you something to admire. The colors, the landscape, the history. But what makes this place truly special isn't what you see at first glance, because everything you're looking at right now is just the surface. Beneath it, there's so much more. More beauty, more rarity, more wonder. And none of this just happened. Every stone, every rock, every mineral has a story behind it. And the more I looked, the more I realized something important. Because we look and we see the old photos, we see the history of the people who worked there. We looked at the maps and realized that this place isn't just random, it's part of something bigger. And then you start to see the rocks up close, and that's when it really hits you. These did not form overnight. What looks beautiful now was shaped over time, under pressure, layer by layer. And all of it is evidence that what's beneath the ground actually costs something. Time, labor, endurance. And most people will walk through a place like this and will admire it and never think twice about how it got here. But standing there, I couldn't ignore it anymore because scripture speaks the same language. The book of James says that the testing of our faith produces steadfastness. Not all at once, not in a moment, but through a process that we have to walk through. Layer by layer, moment by moment, things that we don't always understand, but God uses to form people. We can trace it through our lives if we slow down and notice those hard seasons, the waiting, the pressure. Those things are shaping us. They're giving weight to our faith, giving depth to our trust, producing something in us that holds. So much work happens beneath the surface, which makes you stop and ask, if something this intricate, this enduring requires that kind of process, then what is God forming in us right now that hasn't surfaced yet? And then I saw something I wasn't expecting, because the rocks that we saw in here didn't look different at first, but then the lights turned off and the colors started to appear. Right there in the dark, these fluorescent rocks couldn't help but shine. And it brought to mind what Jesus said, "You are the light of the world." Not someday, not when everything is easy, but right here in the dark. Because what's been formed in us was never meant to stay hidden. It responds to light and it shines. And when we respond to the light of Jesus, we will shine too. And then we went into the mine itself. The walls stretched endlessly and the air smelled like earth and minerals. We had lights to guide us, but the miners who originally worked there barely had any. This is where zinc was formed, one of the richest deposits in the world. Not something super flashy, but something used everywhere. And it made me think about God's work in us. He formed us for usefulness, not to impress, not to be noticed, but to have an impact when it matters most. And much of his work happens where no one sees. And when the time comes, what has been formed shines, because it was shaped to endure. So if you're in a hidden season or working in a place that feels unseen, remember this. God is shaping something in you that is strong, that is ready, that is valuable. And like this zinc, what he forms in us isn't just beautiful, it's useful, it has a purpose.